Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Chad's Beer Reviews. I haven't tried a beer review outside in a while, and I should because it's summer. I don't want to take advantage of the nice lighting and weather and all that stuff. It's not too hot out today, but it's, pretty toasty. So I'm hoping this is going to be a refreshing beer, even though I don't really think IPAs by their nature are refreshing. But this is a British IPA, so it's totally different than an American one, I'm assuming. This is the Green King IPA. An award-winning, perfectly balanced premium quality beer brewed in Bury St Edmunds, Suffolk. Official beer of England Rugby. And look at the ABV, only 3.6%. Look at the bottom of the can, this has me worried. It says June 11th. But I don't know if that's the expiration date or the canning date. I'm thinking it might be the canning date because it looks like there's a time on it too. Award-winning Green King IPA is easy to drink, making it perfect choice for any occasion. The characteristic hoppy taste and aroma comes from the use of Challenger and First Gold hops, which are combined with pale and crystal malts to create this perfectly balanced, premium quality beer, best served chilled. And it does have the "Don't drink if you're pregnant" logo on there. Know your limits. Alrighty, so you can see we got a nice looking beer here. It pours a copper, kind of a dark brown reddish color. Nice looking head on there. It's a like a white frothy head, pretty clear. My glass is covered in condensation because it's so humid out. As for the aroma, it has that like kind of Tetley's, Boddington's, generic English pub ale kind of scent to it. I mean, I don't really know how to describe it other than that. I mean, it just kind of smells like English beer. It has like that slight kind of red apple, kind of an apple cider. I mean, that kind of kick to the aroma could be because it might be an old beer and it's starting to sour or whatever, but I mean, it's not as bad as a Heineken or something. So let's give it a taste. Cheers. That is not an IPA, England, or I should say Green King. What's interesting is that even though this isn't a nitrogen charged beer, it has that kind of almost nitro creaminess to it. It's like the texture. It's a very thin, kind of watery mouthfeel though. I mean, it's like I said, very, very similar to a Tetley's or Boddington's or maybe some of those like Adnams beers that I had, because those were carbonated, not nitrogen. So it's kind of in that ballpark. But I mean, otherwise, taste-wise, it's basically just Tetley's all over again. No hops, no bitterness. I mean, the whole point of an IPA is to accentuate the hop bitter side, at least a little bit. Even a pale ale does that. I mean, I wouldn't expect, British, Americans go nuts with hops, everybody else is pretty moderate, but I mean, you gotta go a little bit more than this, Green King. Even though it doesn't taste that good, the drinkability on it is still really good, because I can just swill this thing right down. I mean, look, I'm killing this thing already. So that's why, taste is everything. I mean, the beer looked really good, it didn't smell very good. The drinkability on it is great, but you know what? It fails in the taste department. It's not god awful. It's certainly, like, the aftertaste isn't that good, but it's, I've definitely had worse. Yeah, I get like a slight kind of apple juice taste in there. It's, it's kind of sweet, but it's there's not much going on here at all, really. It's not god awful, but there's really not a whole lot to like here. Well, I mean, the head hung in there. Overall, this is a okay beer at best. It's one of the reasons, even though this is a poor example of the IPA style, it's actually one of the reasons that I don't grade beers by style. I mean, if we're going by style, and it says right there in big letters, IPA, I would give it an F, because it's not an IPA. It's more like a British bitter. If it said Green King bitter on there, or Green King mild maybe, I'd be like, okay, yeah, I get it. That being said, as a beer in general, it's pretty lame. you know? There's just really not a whole lot of flavor there. What's there is okay. You know, it has some kind of, you know, slight kind of sourness to it overall, which, you know, we don't have to give them benefit of the doubt. Might be a expired bottle, or can. I give this a 4. This is like the best of the worst, you know? If I had to drink a bad beer, this is something I would go for. The drinkability on it is kind of saving it from being a 3. And there is, you know, some kind of fruitiness in there. It's, you know, not, like I said, not like god-awful, but, you know, you don't judge a beer by how bad it's not. You judge by how good it is. And that being said, you know, Green King IPA is meh. So, yeah, I think 4 out of 10 is a fair grade. So, oh, thanks to Brett for giving me this beer when I was down in Brooklyn a few weeks ago. And that does it for this episode of Chad's Beer Reviews, so thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Cheers.